Hey, this is Madhatter, and I'm here to show you how I made this. This is a 3D printed miniature of a character I created. And I know this is not a Minecraft video, and a lot of people are here just for Minecraft content, but it's my channel, it's my life. I'm a little burned out on Minecraft, and I want to do something different, and this channel for me is about learning, not about any particular game. This is a tool I'm about to publish, and it's called Mad Hatter's Tabletop RPG Mini Maker. That's a mouthful, but it does exactly what it says. The purpose of this tool is to be able to make a character like you would in a video game, have as much flexibility as I could possibly give you, to be as free to express yourself as possible, and then to be able to export that and 3D print it. I was way into the 3D printing hobby in about 2012 under the want to be able to do something like this for my Warhammer 40k army, and I never actually did it. I tried a lot of things to make it work, and it never worked as well as I wanted to. But now I feel like the tools are a little bit further along. My knowledge is a lot higher, so I can do some of these things that I wasn't able to do before. So let's get into it. I'm going to hit play. So let's get into some character creation. We're going to make a new character, and you can see this is just a basic model. It has no skin, it has no texture, it's just a blank canvas. I specifically chose a blank canvas like this because I want you to see the features that are going to be available in the 3D print, not the features in the texture. The texture can make it look like there's detail there that there isn't. So I'm working on removing all the textures I have not there yet. So age gets you some like veiny features around the face, the hands get more veiny, that sort of thing, or it'll make the thing tiny. And this is approximately like years old on this, so like you can change to whichever age you think is appropriate. Gender is a gender's features slider, so like as you go more and more masculine, the muscles become more defined, and the curves start to go away. As you go more and more feminine, the muscle definition gets reduced and the curves become much larger. So if you are trying to build a character, having a binary two sets of settings kind of breaks your ability to build real humans, because most people are on the spectrum of curves, right? Some people have more boyish features, some people have more feminine, soft features, as whichever way it is. It doesn't really fit if you just have a select box there. You're looking at the features of the person. The height is it spreads the weight out vertically. So if you're very, very stocky, the weight slider will have a lot more impact than if you are like very, very tall. You don't get as much bulk change on the person, but you can really thin out a tall person. If I have the muscle set pretty high, the next settings and I have the weight pretty high, the next settings show up a lot more. Muscle, you can become pretty swole and huge with a short character with a lot of weight and a lot of muscle definition. Or you can become very rotund as that same character model. Proportions, I'm gonna take this down. You can put where the weight is carried. So like if you want to have the weight carried low, you can adjust the height up. You can have it carried more low. If you want it carried high on the shoulders, you can put them up high. If you want it carried low, you can put it low. And you can do the same with like the bulk of the person. So that person has a lot of strength in the legs and hips, and this person has a lot more strength in the upper shoulders, back, torso. So you can really control how you want that person to look. And then there are some racial features that give you a more rapid base for commonly tied together features. These are all settings that come straight out of the Make Human meshes. They are nothing that I put together. I'm just exposing them for you to use. Hair, there's a few selections. There's not much here. I honestly didn't spend a lot of time on hair, eyebrows, whatever. These are just what were in the Humanizer template project. And the shaders, I think, are broken for these. I should remove the hair and eye color shaders, but I haven't gotten around to it. I also haven't gotten around to removing the textures. This is the equipment that you can attach. Some of this will be broken, especially depending on how you change the details of your characters. They can become really awkward because they are supposed to deform with the character. So like if you have a bigger head, it will grow. Well, if you make your head look like a horse, the hat might look funny, right? Because it wasn't expecting that. So you can have horns, you can have masks, you can have helmets, you can have other like military style helmets, you can have a wizard hat, all sorts of things like are in here. I just pulled these assets off of the Make Human website. I put links to that all in the credits. You can do that. I do like things like the Minotaur horns. I think that those are particularly interesting, as well as the fawn horns. I think that they make really interesting characters from like a fantasy role-playing perspective. Shoes, there's not much in shoes. Legs, you do have some options for like pants, but they're just getting started. I haven't really spent time on finding correct pants. Torso, right now I'm gonna redo some of these torso things, but right now we have a some wings and some shirts, but you can't have both wings and shirts on right now, so I got to be able to redo that. Hands, some of these are broken. They're just getting started. Like one of them that I really want to work, but it is broken, is this hammer. You got a slider here for rotating to look at different things. Don't know why it has one of the vectors at 0, 0. I got to figure that out. But you can have like a shopping bag if you wanted to, or that's in the wrong spot, but an electric guitar, like you can, there's some weird stuff, but why not? I don't need to control how you play your Dungeons and Dragons game. Now I'm going to turn off the horns for a second. I like them, but it's going to get weird. So this is a character, but we can change it to have more animal heads, or cartoonish animal heads, or make it look like make it look like a tiger, all sorts of stuff, donkeys, you know, whatever you would want to do. But you can also really mess with the character shape if you really want to, and fiddle with your own characters here. You can do a lot of crazy manipulation to make what I would consider a sort of unique or strange looking alien character. You could fiddle a lot. Look at how many settings there are. That's the head. There are this many for the eyes. There's this many for the mouth. There's this many for the nose. The ears are kind of nuts. There's so many for the ears. The face we haven't even touched. Neck, chest, you know, breasts, hips, all sorts of things. Your arms, your legs. And then this custom is for other things that I haven't gotten added yet. Posing is a little broken. By a little broken, I mean you can do the posing, but you're not gonna necessarily get exactly what you want. And it's gonna take a lot of time, and it doesn't save. So for now, I would recommend avoiding the posing. I have some ideas for that, but if you want to just play with it for a little bit to see what you can do a lot with the posing. It's not ready for prime time. You can save your character with the save button here, and that will allow you to import them later. And you can export the character as an OBJ file. I'm just going to name this guy Dude, or export it as Dude. It's going to run for a little bit, then it's going to pop up a window, and then about a few seconds later, depending on your CPU, it'll close up. I haven't really fixed the loading and whatever screens yet. I'm still working on a lot. Now, if I go to that folder, you can see here I have Dude. And you can see his 3D print would look like this. I have not printed this model. I don't know if it'll work. Oh, that's cool. That 0, artifact that we had in the visualizer is just a visual artifact, so that bow will actually theoretically print. That string is not going to print, but the bow might. But you can now take this into your slicer and slice it up in 3D print. This is the first model I printed, and if you were expecting perfection, you would have been wrong. I actually changed the way that it exports to have them export laying on their back because my printer works better with that. This is one that was him printed on his back. You can see it. I'll put some pictures in, but you can see that he's printed pretty nicely. The scale is about right. I made this a tall human. Give me 1 second. So this is a grot from, where are you at? This is a grot from Warhamer. That's a model exported exactly as it was. I kind of think that's the right scale for a like 7 foot tall human versus a grot. The base is a little bit thin. I might make the base thicker, but you kind of get the point. They're about the right size. They're very playable and paintable. The posing is one that bothers me, and I need to work on getting the poses to export. But you know, it's working. You can use it. So because it is working and you can use it, I am actually doing a first release. So if you want to get it, it's available on GitHub along with all the source code. You can contribute and you can just use it. It's compiled as an executable and available on GitHub through the releases. If you don't know how to use the release on GitHub, it's also available on itch.io. I have to use the link from GitHub on itch.io for itch.io to actually work. If you're on itch.io, I have it set to free or donation, I guess, or free or pay what you want. It will have a default price of $1. You do not need to pay $1. You can have it for free. If you like it and you want to pay for it, that option is available. If you don't want to pay for it and you don't have the money to pay for it, that's fine. Now, what printer did I use? I bought an Elgu Mars 5 printer. That is what this guy was printed on. It was about $290, $280 for that particular printer. But don't be fooled, that's not all you're going to pay. There is no resin in the box. I didn't have the cleaning supplies I needed. I needed a cleaner and a lot of rubbing alcohol. And I also needed a curing station. Or you can set it outside in the UV if you have consistent UV, but I needed a curing station. So those were extra things you had to buy on top of the $280. I think I spent around $400 or something like that in total to get my 3D printer set up. And the prints themselves are about 20, 30 cents. You should probably print more than one of them at a time if you're trying to optimize your screen life on your Elgu Mars, because this Elgu Mars can only print for about 2,000 hours. These are about one print, but you can print an entire base full of them in one print for like 17, 18 cents in resin. So you really kind of want to be able to print in batches rather than printing one model at a time. Anyway, I don't really have anything else for this video. If you are here just to comment, I wish you made Minecraft content still. You can go find someplace else to go because you didn't listen to the beginning of the video, and I'm putting this in just to let you know that I'm disappointed in you. You're not here for me, you're here for you, and I don't appreciate that. Anyway, if you did stick around and you made it through the lecture to the other people who commented, I need Minecraft content. Thank you very much for watching to the end. If you use the words "the horde" in your comment, I will know you made it to the end and you're one of the dedicated viewers. Thank you. I hope that you can use this and enjoy it. It is sort of a weird thing, but I love it. Anyway, this is Mad Hatter, and I'm out. Bye.